Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into game number 3. It's going to be Liquid Jinro up against Empire Happy. And the map will be Odyssey. I really like this map, especially for TVT. But, CatZ, what are your thoughts, man?
It's a pretty cool map and a pretty good matchup. A couple of months ago, I would have said, okay, Happy wins, to be honest. Because Jinro hit kind of a slump and wasn't doing all that great. But lately, I think he's been posting results in the Korean Weekly and doing a lot better. Perhaps he's been practicing a lot more, and I'm glad to see the Jinro that we all remember and that was our hope starting to make a big comeback here. So I'm really looking forward to this. They're both fantastic players.
Excuse me. Yeah, Jinro definitely a player that you can't not root for. You know, he's been like, I want to say like the dedication of esports. That's how I really view him, just because we've seen him be in Korea for so long, and there was a time where he was what, 2-time semi-finalist for GSL, I think.
Semi-finalist? No, quarter finalist, I think.
Oh, was it only quarter?
Or was it?
No, I think it was semi-finalist, dude. He was in top
top
4.
4 twice. That's crazy. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Crazy, yeah.
So, I mean, Jinro, he just, like, reeks of dedication. I shouldn't say reeks.
He reeks of dedication. I agree with that statement.
Standard, bro. But I can't wait to see how he's improved, because I know I haven't really had a lot of experience as of late with him. But I know at the end of, like, NASL, he was slumping, as you were talking about. He was slumping a little bit. We'll see if he can actually get it done here.
Go.
All right, so TVT on this map, it tends to be very, very positional focused, especially on after you take your 3 base. A lot of contestation on the Zelnaga towers. That's normally where a lot of battles actually happen. Not a lot of 2 base play, I think. So these players should be doing some sort of style, maybe light aggression to each other, and then go into some sort of macro mode and play from there.
Yeah, I would think because of the map layout, I would think that maybe Bio is really strong in this map as well. Just because Bio is so mobile as opposed to tanks and stuff. I don't know. I've seen a few TVTs on this map, and it's usually either like a 2-base timing push with tanks or something like, I don't know, mass Bio and just a lot of Marines. Don't know.
Now, we had a really, really long game out on this, actually. Puma versus Happy, where Happy actually came out on top, which I think was a definitely big shocker there. But Liquid Jinro is actually going to be able to squeeze in an SEV, and he actually sees the timing of that factory. That should give him a very clear trigger that his opponent has gone for something like a fast expansion. Just because, you know, why would that factory be so late? It's because, of course, the command center has gone down. So he'll be pretty happy to see that he doesn't really have to worry about anything. You got hiccups now.
Oh no.
All right, everything's good.
Happy's pretty crazy good, man. He's crazy.
He is cray.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's cray.
Cray?
Yeah. Sarah, you need to keep up with this. It's cray.
Okay.
All right, Banshee tech coming out from Happy. Nope, I lied. He's going for a siege tank, which is still pretty standard. I think a slight advantage going to Jinro, seeing that he has his command center on the bottom ground. Let's go ahead and look at the saturation. He doesn't have that great saturation in his main. I don't think he actually needed that transfer, but for now it's absolutely fine, I think. But yeah, as I was saying, he has that bottom ground. He has that extra orbital command center a little bit earlier than his opponent, so definitely help out in the long run. And it looks like Jinro is actually the one that's going to be doing the Banshee, not Happy. And we'll see what can Happy actually do. It looks like the first Viking is out underway.
Yeah, Jinro did scan Happy though, so he's well aware that there's a starport without a tech lab. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they skipped the Banshee, but he didn't.
Yeah, look at that.
So don't know.
actually no cloak coming out for Jinro. So very, very interesting type of play. And Jinro, I know he hates bio. He absolutely hates bio. He actually said that, I think he said something along the lines of, I would quit TVT if I had to go back to bio.
He would quit TVT? How does that work?
Like he would probably do PVT or something, I don't know.
Oh, cool.
But that's how much he hates bio, or going bio in this particular matchup. And look at this, Blue Flame Hellion is going to be upgraded. This is an upgrade that we used to see all the time. We don't really see that much anymore. But Blue Flame Hellion going to be researched, and obviously this is going to be very, very strong against the Marine-centric army, but it does take a little bit longer to kill those Marines, especially when they get combat shields. So I'm not sure how effective they're going to be in this early game stages. You should be 2 shots and they die. Now, not so much. But, you know, we'll definitely keep an eye on what he does with those Blue Flame Hellions. As we can
For sure.
Now let's go ahead and check out what Happy is doing in his side of the map. Looks like he's going for bio. He is going for bio, and I'm not sure yet, actually. He hasn't really shown yet.
Yeah, whatever happened to... Jinro didn't do anything with that Banshee, right?
No.
Like, what's the point?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think he just made it to make it. I know that sounds crazy, but...
Okay, I think he should have gotten the Raven first, and then he, like, if he's gonna go for a Banshee, correct? Like, if he's gonna get a Raven afterwards anyways. I mean, I would much rather have 2. Of course, that's a bigger gas investment, but... I don't know, this Banshee, I don't know. I feel if he like, he knew about the Viking, and he was right not to attack with the Banshee. That's why I was like, okay, like, he knows about, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just didn't make a Banshee. But then he made it anyways, and then he made a Raven. But why didn't he make the Raven first if that was, like, I don't know.
I couldn't tell you at this point. I mean, it's really, as you said, I think it's suboptimal at this point. Obviously, getting the extra energy would help quite a bit. Look at this. He's actually going to contest for air control, so we can see actually the Banshee be a little bit more useful at this point. Of course, Banshee and Siege Tanks are really good together, and that's the type of army composition that Jinro is going for. So basically he's saying, okay, I'm going to remove all of the anti-air that you have, and then I'll be going for just this one Banshee that'll allow me to push a little bit further, unless you have something like a Thor, which is super, super slow. It'll destroy the mobility of your army, so Jinro definitely kind of smart about that. I do like that, but he's running a lot of Hellions into some Siege Tank fire. Can't have that happen. But as I said, I mean, this is the type of games that we're normally used to, CatZ. It's going to be just sit in your base and wait until, you know, you really get that 3 base, get your macro going, and from there, things actually take off.
Cool, cool. Yeah, the build by Jinro seems pretty strong. I think the fundamentals behind it. I just wish he had gotten the Raven out. I'm sorry. Just that one little thing, okay?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm happy though. He's getting a lot of Marauders as well. Those are gonna help quite a bit with the tanks, and I'm not. I don't know. There's a bunch of SCVs too with Jinro's push. Is I don't know. Is he doesn't have an orbital command anywhere, or a command center started. So is this a little bit like a little bit of an all-in sorts, or?
This is just standard pressure, I think. A lot of times when you do go something like bio, you have a lot of mobility on your opponent. So I think Jinro is just doing some light pressure, trying to get a little bit of position and deny this expansion as much as possible, seeing that, of course, the Orbital Command Center is out. There's the PDDs that go down for each of these players, and it's going to be Viking on Viking fights. Is it going to be enough, though? That's the big question. The Banshee is actually targeted down. Very, very important
Very
play.
nice.
Yeah, important play for Happy to remove that Banshee.
Still there though. It's still there though. Yeah, it got hit. He had the right idea, but I think the PDD might have saved it. Now Jinro has enough energy for another PDD, I do believe. Oh, while Happy doesn't. So this Banshee could start doing some work on those tanks if Jinro just starts poking in a little bit more.
Yeah, and we can see this build.
A little bit late on the PDD.
And
He
that's
should pick off that before the PDD, before he can drop a PDD.
But you know
What did you say?
Oh yes, for sure. But you know what? Jinro is still playing really, really good. He actually put down a Mana Mule to try to splash his own siege tanks. Really, really cute play, but I don't think that was actually worth it. We can see a command center is actually being made, and another starport is being made. So he really wants to situate this air control, as he already has good ground control. Jinro just feels like he's outplaying his opponent so well, and this is looking really, really good.
Yeah. He's up by a lot of supply as well. Look at that, 150 to 120, 30 supply. And yeah, I love that he's just being really positional with his tanks and then just focusing on air control. That's really smart play. He's not just getting units just because he's kind of adapting a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Happy does have quite a considerable amount of siege tanks. Let's go and look at it. It's 10 to 11 at this point in favor of Happy, which doesn't normally happen. But look at that, the harvester count, 72 to 55. Jinro is doing so well at consistently making SCVs. That is definitely the marks of a world-class player, I think. Jinro is like just playing so well. Happy, one of the players that I think is one of Empire's like greatest strengths. He's being completely outplayed, it feels like.
Yeah, there's about 12 SCVs not doing anything for Jinro though. Like, they're not AFK, they're just not mining anything. So I don't know, I think he really needs a third for that. Like, you know, like you mentioned, he's making all these SCVs, but he's not really getting anything of it.
Yeah, that's true. But the third bases for each of these players are actually able to go down. It looks like the two refiners will be taken immediately. A line in the sand has been drawn right next to the Zelmanga Tower over here. Both these players are denying it, so they can't actually use it. But at this point, I feel like because Jinro is on his opponent's side, he still has the initiative. He still has the ability to go target down that third base. It could be very problematic. Ooh, nice little mule there. Actually is able to kill one of the siege tanks, but is it worth it completely? Not sure. Wow, Jinro up to 86 SCVs now, so he's going SCV crazy here.
Yeah, and now that he's taking his third, his income should just like rocket to the skies. If he transfers a lot of SCVs.
Yeah, I think actually all of his main should be transferred because he only has 4 mineral patches there, and it's not looking too good.
Yeah, he has 4 mineral patches for thousands of SCVs. There's just thousands. There's thousands there, and people need to understand there's only 8 of those, or 12 of those mining anything.
Indeed,
there's like thousands.
And Happy is actually slowly edging himself up on his opponent. He has been picking off about 3 or 4 siege tanks in this front line, and Jinro does need to be careful because these 4 siege tanks on the bottom are pretty badly wounded. But Jinro, if he knew it, Happy is very vulnerable over here on the bottom.
Oh, one Viking gets picked off by Happy, one of Jinro's Vikings. That's not good. And Happy really nice with the air control. And it's all because of that Raven, because Jinro has a superior Viking count, and he has the Banshee. If he could just like pick off that Raven, and Happy going in for a counterattack, Andre.
This is going to be big. It looks like these Marines and Marauders are going to take out this one command, so the SCVs are going to go down. There's not a lot of SCVs over here, so that's one thing for Jinro, but you can see this Marine Marauder, Happy finally able to utilize his advantage, which is the mobility. They're catching all these units out of position, and you can see that really Jinro cannot punish his opponent at all. Happy still has a very nice line. These Marines and Marauders can basically, as soon as they get out of the base, they can basically go wherever they want, threaten as much as they want, and he's looking really good. But a Banshee to the rescue.
That Banshee.
And what can he do about that Banshee, man? He needs his Vikings and his Raven all the way over there. It's very hard to do that. But in the meantime, Jinro is getting ranged over here by these siege tanks. And again, another siege tank is going to be picked off. Really, really nice inching by Jinro. Or excuse me, by Happy.
Yeah, fortunately for Jinro, like you said, he didn't have that many SCVs because he still has a...
Hold on, CatZ. Big drop actually coming in here. Yeah, nope. Not going to drop at all. Okay. Well,
Okay, but Jinro has so many SUVs at his main. I think that's his only mistake this game. He's playing so smart and he's like using his units so well. But then like, I don't know, he's falling slowly behind because look at his main real fast.
Dude, that's
just crazy.
That is a ton of SCVs. Here's the big push though. Jinro is weak in the middle, and it looks like the Vikings will drop, but everything just gets disintegrated. CatZ, that is a total of, let me count it right now, 5, 48, 43 SCVs that are doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they were mining one mineral patch, so it's not like, oh, you guys are so critical. Like, they just finished mining. Jinro played so good. Other than that, like, he played so smart. Such a nice, smart, positional game. He was, like, not getting units just because. Like, you know, like, it's like, oh, I have factories. I should make more tanks. No, he was like, you know what? I already have enough tanks. I'll start getting, like, a second starport and adding the units that I need for the air control. And he was just playing a brilliant game. And he got, like, he got, like, 40 supply ahead. And I don't know, they like, even though Jinro had like 30 more SCVs, he was pretty much mining the same amount as Happy.
Yeah,
so he wasn't being very efficient with them.
You know, I was saying too, obviously, Jinro making SCVs consistently is so important, especially in this high-level play, because you have to be able to actually transfer units really, really fast. For 3 bases, though, you shouldn't have... Well, I guess 2 bases at this point. You shouldn't have 90 workers. 90 workers is the maximum for all 3 bases. But of course, the main's already mined out, so you're left with only 2 bases. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you have mules as well.
Yeah, that helps quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jinro took his third a little bit late as well. But even when he took it, he didn't transfer SCVs quite as fast as he could have. I think
exactly.
that was his only mistake. And Happy just, you know, showing that he's a world-class player and a world-class Terran as well. I think he did a great job of just slowly inching towards victory and, and you know, coming from behind and just playing a really nice game.
Well, he got those little pickoffs. You know, I really thought Jinro outplayed his opponent in that beginning game, but the mid game and the end game went completely towards Happy. It's just like he knew exactly what to do. He caught his opponent out of position at the third over there. He inched up on all the siege tanks, so he was able to take out like maybe 6, 7 siege tanks in total from all those different engagements, whether it be mule drops or just regular inching up. And then that coupled with Jinro's, what was that, 43, I said? 43 SCVs committed over to that. That's an oversaturation by 19 SCVs. That's pretty severe. So really, really unfortunate for Jinro, but that's going to do it. So game number 3 is going to go to Empire. Happy's going to take that, and we'll be moving on. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Game point right now for Team Empire. They could take it over Team Liquid. This is a very, very important match. This game number 4. Meet us there. We'll be back after the break.